Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before. Imagine tuning into real-time discussions, expert analyses, and fan interactions all at your fingertips. Each platform offers a unique experience, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. We're not just sharing stories, we're creating a community of passionate sports enthusiasts. Join us as we dive deep into the evolution of podcasting, where every episode is a chance to engage, debate, and celebrate the world of sports. This is where your voice matters and the game never stops. Welcome to the Huddle Sports Network, where we're breaking boundaries and redefining podcasting. Broadcasting live on 6 different platforms, we're bringing you the latest in sports like never before, where sports passion meets podcasting brilliance. I'm Mike, the Bear fan, and alongside Bill, the Packer fan, and our buddy Ken Catalone, we're bringing you an incredible lineup of 38 diverse podcasters. Each one brings their unique flavor to the table, covering everything from game analysis to behind-the-scenes stories. Imagine diving deep into the minds of experts who live and breathe football, sharing insights that you won't find anywhere else.
I'm Taylor Phillips, flying solo. Welcome to another episode of the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. My co-host is under the weather, still under the weather. It's on the Huddle Sports Network, but it's having trouble. Yeah, but it's still broadcasting on my YouTube channel anyway. So lots of work to do on this episode. We'll just get to this right now. The Lions blew a 16-0 lead. They went out on Thanksgiving Day. The Lions played the Chicago Bears. They jumped out to a 16-0 lead before Jahmyr Gibbs fumbled the ball to give the Chicago Bears momentum. Hang on a second. Jake Bates went 3 for 4. He finally missed a field goal, but that was because Jack Fox didn't place the ball properly on the snap. So that's not Jake Bates' fault. But Sam Laporta made 2 touchdown catches. When the Bears made their comeback, Caleb Williams threw 3 touchdown passes, including one to DJ Moore to inch the lead to just 3. Then the Lions went 3 and out. The Bears' final drive, just all sorts of chaos. A sack by Turner, a sack by DJ Reader. He got hurt. Left the game. Zadarius Smith left the game twice, but only the second time only to tie his shoe. Came back. Bears were facing 4th and 14. Kendall Vildor gets called for pass interference. He pushed DJ Moore slightly, not once but twice, and then he held him from behind. The throw was off target, way off target, but my only defense was Moore might have been forced off what could have been like a go route or slant route, wherever it was. But that's about all I have. That's about the only defense I have. But that put the Bears very well within field goal range. But Caleb Williams threw an incomplete pass at the feet of his intended receiver. They call a timeout. the Bears Williams throws a complete pass for a first down, but that gets called back due to a penalty on Chris Jenkins for illegal use of hands to the face when he ripped DJ Reader's helmet off. So that put the Bears back 10 yards for a repeat of 2nd and 20. Back to the Lions 35, and then Cedarius Smith made a key 6-yard sack back to the Lions 41, forcing 3rd and 26. The clock kept moving. The Bears had one timeout left, but they, of course, let it run. Everyone that's watching this and follows that knows what happened. It was shocking. Matt Eberflus refused to call a timeout, or thought either that, or he might have thought the Bears were out of timeouts. They weren't. They had one timeout left, of course. Caleb Williams was trying to get everybody in formation, and then then Williams decided to take the snap of the shotgun and throw deep downfield for his man. Terrion Arnold got away with physical contact on his opposing receiver, but the throw might have looked a bit overthrown. The pass might have looked overthrown and incomplete. That ended the game. Pass is incomplete. The Lions get a huge gift from the Chicago Bears, who on the next day fired their head coach Matt Eberflus without the shadow of a doubt. DJ Reader came up with 2 sacks before getting hurt. Also, the Lions also lost linebacker Malcolm Rodriguez and defensive tackle Mekhi Wingo, both to season-ending injuries. Of course, Rodriguez out with a torn ACL. Mekhi Wingo getting surgery in one of his knees. Josh Paschal went out. Levi Onwuzurike both missing time as well. But the Lions did have help in their playoff scenario fallout. The San Francisco 49ers, Arizona Cardinals, and Falcons all lose. The Seahawks, Commanders, and Buccaneers all won. So I'm trying to dig out the next playoff scenario for you guys. Hold on a second here. There we go. The Lions can clinch a playoff berth with a win or a tie. Oh, man, that we got 10 scenarios here. The Lions can also clinch a playoff berth with a Falcons loss or tie, or the Seahawks and Cardinals both tie one another. That's scenario 2. Scenario 3, the Falcons lose or tie, plus a Cardinals loss or a Rams loss or tie. Scenario 4, Falcons loss or tie, the Rams loss or tie, plus the Eagles win. Scenario 5 has the Falcons losing or tying, the Seahawks losing, and the Eagles winning. Scenario 6 has the Falcons losing or tying, the Cardinals losing, the Eagles winning, and the Lions clinching it, at least a tie in strength of victory tiebreaker over Philadelphia. Scenario 7, the Buccaneers losing or tying, and the Cardinals and Seahawks both tying one another. Scenario 8, the Buccaneers losing or tying, the Cardinals losing, and the Rams losing or tying. Scenario 9, the Buccaneers and Rams both losing or tying, and the Eagles winning. And finally, scenario 10, the Buccaneers losing or tying, the Seahawks losing, and the Eagles winning. So the Lions did sign at least 4 players from other teams' practice squads. First off, they signed linebacker Quan Alexander from the Denver Broncos practice squad to their active roster, along with defensive tackle Jonah Williams from the Los Angeles Rams practice squad. The defensive lineman Miles Adams from the Seattle Seahawks practice squad. And finally, former Tennessee Titans Pro Bowl safety Jamal Adams, thank you very much, to the Lions practice squad, and then promoting him to the active roster to wear number 25 instead of number 33. Lions cornerback Emmanuel Mosley is close to returning to the lineup against the Green Bay Packers. Also, Carlton Davis is good to go, at least. Taylor Decker, Le'Veon Saricki, Josh Paschal, and DJ Reader were no practice. They're all out. So those are key losses there. So the Lions waived wide receiver Maurice Alexander, and they've also waived safety Lawrence Strickland to make room. So the Packers and Lions Thursday at 8:15 on Amazon Prime Video. Let me take a sip here. My goodness. This should be a good one. So the Lions, they have to take care of their own business. Jordan Love at quarterback, of course. The Packers have a good offensive line, including former Michigan Wolverine Rashawn Gary. So let's take a look at the game notes from the key matchups from Tim Twentyman. This really applies. He writes, this really applies for both sides of the football for Detroit. The Packers have made running back Josh Jacobs the focal point of their offense, and that's opened things up. That has opened things up not only in the run game but for the pass game too. The Packers routed the 49ers 35-10 and then beat the Miami Dolphins 30-17, both at Lambeau Field, by the way. Green Bay's defense allowed a total of 83 combined rushing yards against the 49ers and Dolphins combined. Thank you, Frog Kep. The Lions pride themselves on being a physical football team, and they'll need to play out on both sides of the ball come kickoff. The Lions have also suffered a number of injuries, of course, but Aaron Glenn has done that. Can the Lions avoid any drop-off against a really explosive Packers offense? Yeah, that's high octane. Jamison Williams and Terrion Arnold want to return punts, but the Packers are down 4 players to injuries as well. Cornerback Jair Alexander with a knee injury. Same thing, a knee injury to another cornerback, Corey Ballantyne. Also, wide receiver Romeo Dobbs with a concussion, and linebacker Adrian Cooper with a hamstring. So back to the key matchups here. The red zone, third and finally, when the Lions have struggled offensively this year, it's usually coincided with them not taking advantage of their trips to the red zone. We all saw it against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers early in week 2, 1 for 7, and then last week versus Chicago, 2 for 5 plus a turnover. Yeah, that Gibbs fumble, that gave the Bears momentum. So if I'm the Detroit Lions, I had momentum, I would try harder and better to keep the momentum and not give it away to the Green Bay Packers. Set the tone early if you're the Detroit Lions, especially in front of your own home crowd at Ford Field. So defensively, Detroit will be tasked with keeping a much improved Packers red zone offense out of the end zone. After ranking 29th in red zone offense the first half of the year, Green Bay has turned 11 of their last 15 red zone trips into touchdowns and have jumped 11 spots in the rankings. So I have no prediction at all. It's going to be way too close to tell. So as of right now, in terms of betting odds, the Lions are 3-point favorites. The total over-under is 51.5. I'll leave it to you guys in the comments section. Anyway. So that's Lions. The Red Wings, yeah, they don't care at all. They keep losing in overtime. They keep making excuses. They keep losing in overtime, 5-4 to Vancouver and 3-2 to Boston. Alex DeBrincat did not get tripped by Pasternak due to that overtime goal. DeBrincat tried to hold it. DeBrincat just lost an edge when trying to stay with Pasternak and David Pasternak, and unfortunately, he just lost an edge, trying to grab the stick to try to keep his footing on the ice with his skates. But DeBrincat got away. Looked like he got away with holding the stick, but DeBrincat clearly was not tripped. So that was actually a good no call there. Just a good non-tripping call there by the referees. So you could wipe out that excuse. DeBrincat did get away with holding the stick, but anyway, the Bruins would have scored anyway. It could have been a 3-on-1 situation. Ville Husso was in net, of course. The Red Wings just 24 points. Third to last place in the not-so-Atlantic division. The Pistons, they're too lazy to defend their own perimeter. They got crushed by the Bucks, and then they lost to the Boston Celtics 130-120. What else can we say? They lost to the Bucks 128-107. They got crushed by the Philadelphia, a then 3-14 Philadelphia 76ers team Saturday night, 111-96 after having to stay up way late due to a snowstorm. They're playing back-to-back games. They routed the Indiana Pacers 130-106. That was one of their best games of the season, but just not an excuse. Cade Cunningham played, and then they rested him. I just don't know why. I just don't know what happened in that Sixers game. No excuse for it. Pistons came up short in the Emirates NBA Cup tournament. The Michigan Wolverines did pull one of the most shocking upsets in the college football season 2024. They beat the Ohio State Buckeyes 13-10 in the Horseshoe in the game at Ohio Stadium in Columbus. That's 4 straight wins for the Wolverines over the Buckeyes, 2 of which at the Horseshoe. 2 years ago, when Donovan Edwards cashed in with 2 long touchdown runs, 75 and then 85 yards. Wow. The dagger in the heart and then the icing on the cake. And then this. Quite a few interceptions thrown total by both teams combined, including Davis Warren, 2 interceptions in the Ohio State end zone, but Khalil Mullings, with the only Wolverines touchdown. But Dominic Zabata nailed the game-winning field goal, of course, with under 50 seconds to go. And then the flag planting on the 50-yard line, then the brawl. Yeah, it's a rivalry. Yeah, I get that. And both teams hate each other, of course. Back here, there we go. Apologies for this. So the Wolverines are just barely bowl eligible, but they had to fire their offensive coordinator, Kirk Campbell. Tight ends coach Steve Kasula will be their interim offensive coordinator for the rest of the season. Too early to tell the possibilities of the Wolverines football program's next offensive coordinator. So that's going to do it. So a couple things I've learned here in this episode, the Lions really got a good gift, of course. They're in for a battle against the Green Bay Packers. The Red Wings don't care. The Pistons are just too lazy to play defense. The Wolverines just have the Ohio State Buckeyes number. It's all we know. That's all I've learned here on the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. I'm Taylor Phillips. Follow the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast on X, Instagram, and TikTok at Michigan_Truth, and like its Facebook page. Subscribe to its YouTube channel at the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast. Like its videos and turn on all notifications on the bell icon. Watch its live episodes in full. To learn everything, click on live when you get to our channel. Follow it and listen to it in audio form on Spreaker. Also join its supporters club. Follow me on Twitter or X, TikTok and Instagram, Blue Sky and YouTube at DT2Phillips. Shoutouts go on behalf of Ed Smith. Follow him on X, Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, Blue Sky, and YouTube at EdSmith313. He will join me on Sunday night. Until then, business shoutouts go to Allen's Auto Sales in St. Louis, Athletico Physical Therapy on Woodward in Ferndale, the B4 Foundation, Best Buy with Geek Squad in Traverse City, Cadillac Grill, Cadillac Nutrition, Cali Tickets, call 877-225-8425 or visit CaliTickets.com. Creative Embroidery of Cadillac for designing the Michigan Sports Truth Podcast logo on my long sleeve shirt and t-shirt. Cuts by Melanie in Lake City. Got my hair cut earlier this week. The El Cilantro Taco Shop in Petoskey. Baldwin Family Healthcare Dental Center in Cadillac. Now covering McLaren Health Insurance, Delta Dental. Hooters of Saginaw. Got a collector cup right here. One of 2. It's a Denise Jewelry in Lake City. Let's Roll With It Rolled Ice Cream in Cadillac. Like them on Facebook. Follow them on TikTok at The Food Mafia LLC. And on Instagram at The Food Mafia Rolled Ice Cream. Michigan Coffee Company in Cadillac. Northern Auto Lab in Lake City. Northern Star Event Rentals in Cadillac, 231-884-8195, and on Facebook. Pro Quality Cleaners of Cadillac. The Raven Social Restaurant on South Mitchell Street in downtown Cadillac. Union Barber in Birmingham and Ferndale. United Food Service Solutions of Grand Ledge. United Mobile Power Wash and Dry Ice Works in Southfield. And Wellbeing with Catherine Palms. The Michigan Sports Truth Podcast, of course, is a presentation of the Huddle Sports Network. Ed Smith will join me Sunday late night, with a time to be determined. Until then, on behalf of him, this is Taylor Phillips signing off. But remember, we always observe and detect the truth about sports in the state of Michigan. Stay on the lookout. Ta-ta for now. Hit him with a hind.